Why do I feel like this is the fuck that we've been here since the one? Seems like that.
Hello everyone, John with Fun to Be Free coming to you live from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's go!
Oh, great.
Welcome to the Walt Disney World Resort here in Orlando, Florida. Like I said, John with Fun to Be Free coming to you live from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Today, we're going to check out Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we're actually going to compare it to Disneyland's land. In other words, they also have a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California. Specifically today, the question is, has Walt Disney World's version fallen behind the Anaheim counterpart of Star Wars Land? Stay tuned and find out.
No. Yeah.
It's kind of windy here today, as you could probably imagine. I should probably flip the camera so you could actually see the balloons just flapping in the wind. Give me just a moment here. The balloons just blowing away. There was actually a wind advisory today. Hello there. Here in Central Florida. Look at the wind gusts go now. Smash that like button. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to jump into the chat to join me in today's discussion about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge falling behind Disneyland's. We're actually walking back towards the guest entrance here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Just up ahead here is the Crossroads. Well, let me get out of the way here. Crossroads of the World. And if we pan all the way up into the sky, there's Mickey Mouse at the top. Not the best side, but his backside. At any rate, we're just going to take a loop around here towards the main gate. I just wanted to show you what the attendance looks like today. As you look and see how many people are just pouring in the gate, I'm going to get my trusty phone out of my pocket and attempt to set it up here. And we're going to show you the breaking news about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge here in just a moment.
And it's closer.
Like I said, it's a little crowded here today. I'm having a little difficulty navigating through the pathways here. All right, I think we're all set to go. Like I mentioned before, there's some wind gusts, so maybe we'll head into the stores to read the article. Maybe we should go over to Mickey's of Hollywood through those double doors just up ahead here. Major wind gusts. Oh, let's get in the door. Big, major wind gust there. About blew me over. All right, at any rate, we are currently looking at WDWmagic.com Another one of my favorite vlogs, or I should say blogs, BLOGS to frequent. And as always, it's a little constricted here at Mickey's of Hollywood. Let's on with the news. Luke Skywalker to appear in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge alongside new projection show at Disneyland. This was 6 days ago. Posted in the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge area. And let's just take a look at some photos here of the concept art so you could get an idea of what we're talking about here. Let's go to the next one. And there's a mystery figure there, cloaked in black in the Jedi robes along with R2-D2. Maybe we should just circle the shop. Feel like I'm a fish in an aquarium just swimming.
What? Oh, you. That looks like the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, Disneyland is set to introduce 2 major additions during Season of the Force in 2025. A new nighttime projection show in Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, and a rare character encounter that may feature Luke Skywalker, one of my personal favorites, and I'm sure everybody watching at home is as well, one of their most beloved characters in the Star Wars franchise. Both additions will be exclusive to Disneyland for now, but they can make their way to Walt Disney World. Okay, it's the Shadows of a Memory, a Skywalker Saga projection show. There's the artwork that we previously saw a few moments ago. But beginning March 28th, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland will feature a brand new nighttime projection show called Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker Saga. This show will use projection mapping on the spires of Batuu near the Millennium Falcon, bringing to life key moments from the Skywalker Saga. The show's visual will feature major scenes from the films, tying together the legendary story of the Skywalker family. The soundtrack will feature iconic themes from John Williams. John Williams' score, that is, immersing guests in the story. This marks the first time Galaxy's Edge will host a projection show, adding a nighttime entertainment element to the land. If this show proves popular at Disneyland, Hollywood Studios will be a natural fit for a similar nighttime show in Galaxy's Edge. Projection mapping is already used in Hollywood Studios on Tower of Terror and Grauman's Chinese Theater. Of course, that's here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, just around the corner from us, where we can take some spectacular shots. And as I'm wandering through this shop, Mickey's of Hollywood, aimlessly, I'm kind of getting myself like painted into a corner. In other words, there's people here today. It's a little crowded, as you could probably tell. And if you look at the ground here on this floor mat, it's just covered in leaves from all the debris blowing in from outside, along with the rest of the tile floor here. Oh, and real quick, let's look at the chat. Chat says, prediction doesn't help with anything. Guessing is not the answer if Luke Skywalker is coming, because a lot of times they don't make it happen. Well, you might be right. Chunky Chun Healy, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you just never know what the news, or I should say the rumors of the news, even with Disney announcements. Sometimes Disney announces news or new information, and it just never comes to fruition. So we'll just have to wait and see. But let's continue on here. Luke Skywalker or someone else on Batuu. I would assume it's Luke Skywalker. Anybody in the chat have any other difference of opinion though? I mean, he is putting his hand on R2. At any rate, for the first time, a shadowy visitor will appear in Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. The official description hints at a mysterious figure in Jedi robes, fueling speculation that this could be Luke Skywalker in a limited time character appearance. The timeline of Galaxy's Edge is set between The Last Jedi and the rise of Skywalker, making a Luke appearance unusual unless this is a Force Ghost version. I don't know, we'll see. Disneyland has introduced temporary character encounters outside the established timeline before, including Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, Ahsoka Tano, Din Djarin, and even Grogu. Hollywood Studios has never had a Luke meet and greet, but if Disneyland's version is well received, it could set the stage for more legacy characters appearing in Florida. That would be definitely good news here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, because who wouldn't want to get their photo, or I should say have an opportunity to take a photo with a Disney Photo Pass photographer with one of their personal favorites, Luke Skywalker. And then WDW Magic goes on to say, could these additions come to Disney World? And they're indicating the projection show. If Shadows of Memory is a success, Hollywood Studios could adapt it for Galaxy's Edge, given the similar layout of the lands. And that's a definite possibility. And of course, there could be an option as well for the Luke Skywalker appearance. A limited time Luke Skywalker character encounter in Hollywood Studios seems unlikely unless Disney begins to be more ambitious with its character appearances at Walt Disney World. Disneyland frequently sees limited time special appearances from rare characters, but Walt Disney World remains much more rigid with its offerings. And that's absolutely true. And I can only imagine Disneyland's case is simply because it's more of a regional based park. In other words, it's more locals visit it and more annual pass holders. My guess is the annual pass holders return on a regular basis and spend more revenue simply because character meet and greets, and they have the opportunity to go take their photo with them as well.
Yeah, I got him.
Well, let's see what else we have here on WDW Magic. They're just going to say one more quick thing. For now, these Season of the Force editions are exclusive to Disneyland, but they show Disney's willingness to expand Star Wars entertainment offerings. If they prove popular, they could pave the way for more Star Wars nighttime entertainment and character experiences in Hollywood Studios. And I'm attempting to head out the door here. Maybe we'll head over across Hollywood Boulevard into the Five and Dime. And there's the balloons blowing again. Look at it. Blowing away. Okay, let's get out of the wind here. I'm going to step off a big curb, head across the street. And we'll close out this article on WDW Magic, and we'll head to our next featured presentation. Just give me a moment here. Let me change something. I'm going to change the website credit. This time it goes to screamscape.com, another one of my personal favorite blogs. So let's click on Screamscape and see what we could come up with here. Just got to locate the article as I pause to look at my phone. Let's see, we got an ad here. Let me try to close out the ad. As you know, ads are kind of annoying, especially watching on YouTube with your favorite, vlogger, and an ad pops up when you're just trying to see, the Five and Dime interior with all the exclusive merchandise here, like the 2025 Mickey themed merchandise here. Okay, let's attempt to find this article here. Let's see if we can locate it and zoom out a bit. Okay, here we go. I'll continue walking around so it's not so boring standing next to a pillar holding up the roof. Oh, let me pass through here. What's it called? Cinema Blend has posted an interesting argument regarding the status of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge lands, plural, both of them, West Coast and East Coast, and how they could currently differ at Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. While there are minor differences to each of the two versions of the Galaxy's Edge, for the most part they represent the same general version of the planet Batuu, with one very strange difference. As you may recall, when both versions of Galaxy's Edge opened, for better or worse, the land was designed to fit right into the timeline of the third and final trilogy of Star Wars films, Episodes 7, 8, and 9, which focus primarily upon key characters Rey, Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron, and Finn, as the New Republic struggles against the First Order. And Lance Hart here of Screamscape goes on to say, a key complaint at the time was that while the land was supposed to appear to modern adults who had grown up with the original Star Wars trilogy, those worlds and characters that they so well had mostly been left in the past, with only the occasional appearance of Chewbacca or R2-D2 as a tie-in to the previous adventures. And maybe we should stop here, but I just wanted to mention a shout out to Screamscape because Lance does a great job on his blog here. At this point, I want to jump over to that Cinema Blend article and see what they have to say about the Star Wars lands, plural, East and West Coast. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Like I said, there's people in here and I'm just walking around aimlessly, and I'm sure all the cast members are looking at me going, what is this guy doing? Okay, so let's try to navigate over to that Cinema Blend article. Here we go. Disneyland has made a big change to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it's time for Disney World to do the same. He's got a good point there. Disney World Star Wars Land has been lagging behind Disneyland in a big way. And there's a photo of the Millennium Falcon. When Bob Iger first stood on the floor of D23 in Anaheim and announced that Star Wars was getting not one, but 2 new lands at Disney parks, people went nuts. Remember that? They sure did. And I was pretty excited too. It was announced that both Disneyland and Disney World would be getting the land that came to be known as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and both lands would be essentially identical, so nobody would be missing out. To be clear, there have been differences between Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios since the beginning, but most of them are cosmetic. The design of the land, the food available, and the attractions are largely the same. However, over the last couple of years, the 2 lands have become significantly different. And it's time they were both the same again by letting Disney World get access to the characters that can be found at Disneyland. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, original concept wasn't bad, but it was too limiting. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge original concept was a significant step towards total immersion in themed entertainment. Rather than simply being a land full of Star Wars stuff, the idea was the land would be a place in the Star Wars universe. Walt Disney Imagineering created the original world of Batuu and set the land not only there, but at a point in time in the middle of the Star Wars sequels trilogy. For fans looking to live out their own Star Wars adventure, this could potentially be a lot of fun. I'm gonna step off the curb. Disneyland cast members were going to speak to guests as they were tourists visiting an alien world, not a theme park. Characters from the Star Wars universe would be found walking the land as they were inhabitants, not just characters standing for photo ops. Tiny performances might break out if a stormtrooper caught sight of Chewbacca. Unfortunately, the life created in Galaxy's Edge, while being the land's greatest strength, was also its greatest hindrance, because it was set inside the sequel trilogy, following the events of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. That meant that many classic Star Wars characters would never appear. Luke Skywalker and Han Solo would never visit Batuu. You never see Darth Vader, only Kylo Ren. And there's Mandalorian, of course, Mando. Disneyland began to break the timeline. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened at Disneyland in 2019, and it would remain consistent with its timeline for about 3 years. Then the dam broke when it was announced that the Mandalorian and Grogu would appear as characters inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They were the first characters from outside the established timeline, but they would not be the last. In much the same way, nearly every new Marvel Cinematic Universe project has resulted in a new Marvel character appearing at Avengers Campus. Every new Star Wars show on Disney Plus has resulted in new characters appearing at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Boba Fett, Ahsoka Tano, and Sabine Wren all have appeared at various points. So the author of this article makes a valid point as well. But tell me your thoughts. Everybody in the chat, what do you think? Is it good that we're going to possibly get Luke Skywalker at Disneyland, which could end up here at the Walt Disney World Resort, Disney's Hollywood Studios? Or do you have a difference of opinion? What are you thinking? Tell me your thoughts. But the real question is our Star Wars land lagging behind, or is it falling, has it already fallen behind? Simply because Disneyland seems to be getting more offerings than our Star Wars Galaxy's Edge here. And I'd say, probably. I think our land here at the Walt Disney World Resort has fallen behind. And hopefully they could catch up. But real quick, I think they could correct that. They could just simply make an announcement. For example, Luke Skywalker coming here, all is saved. To me, the attendance, especially the annual pass holders, are just going to show up in droves, especially if Luke's here. Luke and R2, could you imagine getting your photo with Luke and R2? But at this moment, I'm gonna turn off the wireless device on my phone, and I'll be right with you. I gotta walk up the steps here. You're watching live streaming coverage from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let your adventure begin. And over in this direction, Vacation Fun, an original animated short with Mickey and Minnie. Look at the attendance, look at the crowds, look at the people. Usually when I walk by, I don't see anybody here. I guess where I'm going with this is that, as always, this weekend, President's Day weekend, has seen increased attendance, that's for certain. Yesterday, we were over at the Magic Kingdom Park, and yet again, Magic Kingdom to me had above average attendance. We're just turning around real quick so we can get a quick shot of Echo Lake with Tower of Terror in the background. Hello there. Oh, and Chunky Chun Healy, I wanted to ask, where are you from? And do you have any future plans to come to the Walt Disney World Resort and stay at any of their resort hotels? And there's the epic, or the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. I believe the next show time is 3:15 Eastern, but we can go check it out, and then after that is 4:30 p.m. Yeah, so 3:15 and 4:30. There you go. All you viewers in the chat may not be able to see it with the reflection in the glass, but there are the show times posted there. As I just walk around in a circle here. We're actually headed over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now, and I hope everybody can hear me because it is quite breezy. Oops, excuse me. It's not even that bad in this walkway, and we almost ran into somebody. And just up ahead here is the Backlot Express restaurant. It's a quick service dining experience here in Echo Lake. As we approach it, I just wanted to peek my head inside and look at the attendance, see if all the tables have been taken, what it looks like here. Because we're about 2:30 here, Eastern time. You know, a little late for lunch, but some people prefer to eat late. But that's why I wanted to go look. Because usually if you come over here about this time of the day, the entire patio area is just pretty much empty. And there's only interior dining seats taken. But we'll push in, take a look. And of course, it's hosted by Coca-Cola. Pretty much like every dining establishment here. Oh, yeah, look here. This is what I was expecting. Okay. Look at, almost every table and seat is taken in the covered patio. It's very comfortable out here, even though the wind is blowing. Not too humid, not too hot. Nice February Florida weather. And then usually if you come around lunchtime, as everybody viewing in the chat knows, as you approach these double sets of double doors here, because there's people that love it when I say that apparently. Oh, excuse me, hello there. Nice lady who looked out for us. And I'm of course cautiously walking down the steps. Hello there. Oh, well, let me go back here. Okay, I just wanted to look at the crowd first and then come back, circle back. And so the nice cast member said that the queue actually starts outside because I guess they have to keep this area open here for an access point or a pathway. But I wanted to point out late lunch, and there still are people ordering here. And on the opposite side of the pickup counter is the mobile order pickup windows with bays 1 through 5 just overhead. And like I said before, this is above average. So there you go. I don't think there's really a need to go back into the interior dining rooms, but we'll go back outside and head over to Galaxy's Edge. But I just, again, wanted to show what the attendance looks like today on this President's Day weekend. Of course, we had Valentine's Day just a few days ago on Friday. You should check out the video, Valentine's Day from the Magic Kingdom 2025. You could actually see how crowded it was on that day specifically. The reservation system booked out, and I actually had a difficult time securing a reservation. I had to check back a few times frequently just to refresh, and eventually, success, bam, right, got it. So then we were able to go Magic Kingdom, film the video. But now here we're back at the outside at the exterior dining area, and there's an AT-AT, or as some people say, AT-AT. Anybody in the chat have a preference, or what's the correct way? I believe it's AT-AT. Pa-pow. And just around the river bend here is the Star Tours Lightning Lane and standby entrance. It's posted at 25 minutes right now. I could definitely see the red LED display sign, but viewers in the chat, I'm not certain with today's weather. A little gloomy, if you can see that. But there is an exterior queue. Here we go. It's going underneath the Ewok playset. Anybody remember this from the mid-'80s after Return of the Jedi came out? You get your Ewok playset with all your Ewok Star Wars figures. I love this little playset with the net and just putting C-3PO in it. Oh, I loved it. Slowly backing up here. Like I said, we're heading over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. But before we get there, I just wanted to peek my head inside Tatooine Traders so we could get a little appetizer for some Star Wars merchandise. And here's again is the queue. Here's the wait time that we just previously saw posted. So above average attendance in this area of the park. Of course, there's Star Tours as well. And coming into Tatooine Traders here. Oh, hello there. How are you? And just directly up ahead here is the Star Tours attraction exit. And as everybody well knows, Disney loves their, of course, post-shows. In this case, a post-show gift shop. So, an excellent opportunity for Disney to generate revenue after you get off a world-class attraction, Star Tours. And what caught my eye over here was C-3PO and R2-D2. They even have the Luke Skywalker. Like we were mentioning before, there's Luke and R2 that's possibly coming to Disneyland and hopefully coming here to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And it's a little chaotic here with the Star Tours exiting traffic. And straight up ahead here is the Star Wars Build Your Own Lightsabers. I'm sure everybody knows this in the chat, but junior explorers could come here, assemble their own lightsaber, and choose their own destiny here. It's an extremely popular attraction to purchase your child's favorite lightsaber. There's a good example right there. They have various apparel items and, of course, plushes, like Grogu, cute little Grogu here. And over on the opposite side, we can find these in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge as well. The new Porgs, the new merchandise, along with the Ewoks. We were just talking about the Ewoks. It goes along with the Ewok Village. All right. And along this side wall here, of course, are the more, I'd say, adult-themed lightsabers. I say that because look at the price points. Let me push in and get your price point. So, hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. I was just going to look at the price, waiting for people to get out of the way. $249.99. So that's why I say big boy toys. And Junior Explorer toys we saw just behind us. And cast member is agreeing with me, apparently, what I just said. So, some more Star Wars apparel, merchandise items, and of course Grogu, very popular. And who doesn't love adorable little Grogu? Maybe we'll have the opportunity to have a meet and greet with Grogu and the Mandalorian inside Galaxy's Edge. Some artwork hanging on the wall. But we missed all the apparel items and the t-shirts. Let me just head over here, but as you could probably see, I'm holding the camera high and it is crowded in the store. I'm just trying to walk through, have an opportunity to get through. I really like this little sweatshirt. Like the Star Tours cast members' costumes. I would assume mimicking their style and variation of it. As I was saying before, there's various t-shirts and sweatshirts that are all, of course, themed to the ever-popular Star Wars franchise. Of course, one of my favorites as well. They even have Star Wars Crocs. Imagine that. Star Wars Crocs. And for the Junior Explorers, of course, this nice little Darth Vader sweatshirt. Pretty adorable. Pretty neat. But while we're here and near the entrance slash exit, let's head back outside. And in the chat, oh, Robert G's back in the chat. A week from right now, I'll be in Hollywood Studios. Thank you for streaming. Yeah, Robert, right? Didn't you say that before, that you're coming soon? Excellent. And I think you even said that you secured your reservation already, right? So real quick, since you're coming next week, I'm not certain what day you're coming, but as I mentioned before, we did do a video on this, and we checked out what I believe to be, along with Tom Bricker over at DisneyTouristBlog.com, the most crowded days of February, or essentially I'm just going to say the worst days to visit here at the Walt Disney World Resort was February 14th through February 23rd for various reasons, including, of course, Valentine's Day, President's Day that we just covered, and Ski Week. Not to mention the weather's great in February, and I used to frequent February annually just simply because the weather. I never missed February. It's always the best.
I mean, like, it's not like a bad thing, but like...
Smash that like button. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. And Robert G says, yes, all set. That's good news. Because it's going to be probably unpredictable until the 23rd of February for the attendance. But with that being said, tomorrow, Monday, I suspect Monday is going to be packed at the Magic Kingdom. I have no idea what it looks like right now, but I could only imagine it's more crowded than here, as we saw just yesterday alone. Typically, from my judgment, Mondays now are the most crowded days of the week, almost consistently. Not every week, but pretty consistently, it seems like. And wait times are hard to show or reflect the actual attendance in the park. But it gives an indication, well, close, pretty close, rough estimate. Oh, we're missing this over here, right here. Okay, we got Goofy and Max meeting and greeting. We'll take a quick look. And there's a sizable queue, which to be expected down there. But going back to Goofy signing autographs here. A Frozen fan into Goofy and Max. Bye-bye. Okay, we're gonna get back on the street here. Head to the Figueroa Street Bridge. Into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in just a moment. And Robert G says, next Monday, I'll be in Magic Kingdom from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Yeah, okay, yeah. And Robert, weren't you saying, was it that you got the extended hours too, after hours event planned? The long day? Extra long day. But going back to the attendance, so Monday, tomorrow, I think it's going to be packed at the Magic Kingdom. So maybe we'll try to get over to the Magic Kingdom tomorrow and see what the crowds look like. And then as we go through this week, even though as you're probably aware, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are the slower days, of each week. I think it's still going to be pretty heavy attendance. Like I said, February 14th behind us to the 23rd. So up until the 23rd is going to be not record-breaking, but, you know, heavy. Oh, we missed this. I actually walked by this area earlier before we went live. I had to get some photos for Instagram and TikTok, and this was actually a full packed queue here. Remember when Rise of the Resistance opened, and there was just, of course, lines and people everywhere because it's so popular? That's what it felt like all over again. The cavern was completely packed with people, and pow, there they are. See, there you go. Solid queue of people going nowhere fast. Hello there, hello there. Oh, we got 211 in the chat. 211 says, I was just there yesterday. 211, where did you go? Disney's Hollywood Studios? Did you visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Did you go to any various locations where you could indulge in beverages, anything like that? Did you go to a table service dining experience? Maybe a quick service restaurant? Anything you'd like to share with the viewers in the chat? And Robert G says, yes, long day, but then I get back to the hotel about 1:30. My shuttle's picking me up at 2:30 a.m. to take me to the airport. LOL, hope to see you streaming at the park. You know, well, I'll probably be around. If you see me, you know, find me, say hi. And you can find me, you know where I'm gonna be, I'm live. You can find my exact location. Okay, as I'm just passing it up here, let me slowly turn around. And there's Rise of the Resistance with the lightning lane over to the right-hand side with a moderate return for lightning lane. And of course, it's probably hard because I have a hard time reading the blue LEDs. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but blue LEDs, it's very difficult for my eyes to see. But it says 95 minutes for the standby time. Can you believe that? And the line is just poking out of the entrance here at Rise of the Resistance. And there's a rather new option here, Rise of the Resistance single rider into line. If you talk to this nice cast member here, they will direct you around the corner. Let's go around the corner here so you can see all the strollers. And as we could probably see just up ahead, these guests in front of us here walking in the opposite direction of travel down the exit ramp. And off to our left-hand side where there's a stanchion and sign, there's another cast member with a single rider sign up there. So Rise of the Resistance now offers a single rider option. On a day like today, higher attendance, it might not be bad. And if you look straight ahead down through the rock cavern, you could see some guests just waiting in the single rider line there. But we're going to slowly back out of the exit here. Turn the camera slowly. And while we're here, let's look at the merchandise offerings here. So there's a lot of helmets, of course, Rebel Leader helmets, X-Wing pilot helmets for the Junior Explorers. And as we swing around the corner, I'm going to check the chat again. 211 said, Olga. So 211 went to Olga's Cantina. 211, do you have anything to share about your experience? As I wander around aimlessly, because I'm not certain where I'm going, because I'm looking around going, there's a lot of people here. Look at this, totally reminds me of opening day. Was there anybody in the chat that was here opening day to experience Rise of the Resistance? Because this nerd was. And this whole area, as you could probably remember, was all roped off, and there was a line of cast members. Now, I'm approximating the cast members, I could be way off, but I remember seeing, in my opinion, about 80 cast members lining rope stanchions temporarily all around the entrance for this attraction here to keep all the guests back or out that didn't secure the reservation with the virtual queue. Do you remember that? If you do, comment. Tell me your experience when you were here on opening day. And just across the pathway is an A-Wing. And 211 says, Fuzzy Tantan made me tingle. I'm not familiar with the Fuzzy Tantan. I don't drink, because, you know, I don't drink too many adult beverages. But at any rate, 211, I suppose, enjoyed his Fuzzy Tantan. And as it turns out, I've actually never been inside Olga's Cantina. Like I said, I'm not a big drinker. But 211, anything you have to add? Was the ambiance there? Was there the music? As far as I know, there's Rex. He's a DJ playing in there, and he's playing hits of Batu. How was that experience? Oh, we have a new viewer, B. Zint. Hey! Hey, John. You were at the cast preview with me. Oh, so long ago. Looking forward to see you in a week. You're still a big deal in our hearts. I gotta go back and say that because I know this gentleman in the chat, B. Zint. Hello, B. Zint. How are you? Nice to see you in the chat. I look forward to seeing you next week as well. And I gotta make the reference like your other friend Chris says. I'm kind of a big deal around here. So, B. Zint and I go way back. You're watching live streaming coverage from Disney's Hollywood Studios on this President's Day weekend 2025. And as we approach the marketplace here, there's actually a backstage gate that's, pretty boring. But at any rate, usually you'll find the Mandalorian and Grogu meeting and greeting in this location here, but they may be roaming the streets in the marketplace. We may come across them. I don't have exact times. Anybody in the chat know the times? Did they post them? I'm not familiar with it. I've actually never looked it up. Or is it just random and they don't announce? And Robert G. I don't drink neither, but I go into Olga's and get the non-alcoholic blue Bantha. You have to try it. Okay, Robert G, that's a good suggestion because that makes a lot of sense to me that actually Disney is offering non-alcoholic beverages simply because when I do the menus, I see lots of non-alcoholic items. So it makes a lot of sense. But Robert G in 211, how hard is it to actually secure a reservation to Olga's? Is it difficult, or you just kind of go on the app whenever and you just kind of browse and there's something available and then you just show up at that time? How is it? Or is demand still pretty off the charts here? And then Robert G also says, it's blue milk with a cookie on top. Oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about now. Okay, maybe we'll have to look it up. But every time I get sidetracked with stuff, simply because I get too excited as I'm walking around in circles here, because I just wanted to survey the whole crowd. Look at just the streams of people. We got like 3 different streams coming different directions here with the crowds. To me, this feels like when the land first opened, or holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, spring break. This is what it feels like today, yesterday, this weekend, Friday, at the Magic Kingdom. Just above average attendance. And real quick, I want to mention about Friday, just the observation I had. By no means am I an expert here on Disney attendance here at the Walt Disney World Resort. But what I'm suggesting is, I imagine that Disney carefully monitors. Oh, okay, changes plans. The Mandalorian featuring Grogu. Look at the animated character, just unbelievable. And I'm probably in his way, but he probably has a hard time navigating through the crowd. And I'm gonna try to grab my phone and take a photo, but he's on the move.
Really on the move.
And my camera's just going everywhere. I'm trying to just capture, making memories, taking pictures is making memories. And there he goes. He's got more important things to do than meet and greet with us. Put my phone back in my pocket, and then let's get on track here. I'm all distracted because I'm so excited.
Move right now, looking for a fountain. Please make sure we give them ample amount of space.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get out of the way here.
Your phones are also in video mode for those possible candid images. As once again, we are walking out through the outpost. Oh my God.
He's got Baby Yoda with him.
And during our last visit here, I was commenting on the costume designer, whoever the team was, whoever the person was who designed the Mandalorian costume. I'm maybe a little too excited, but I'm not over embellishing this. I truly believe this, that I think this is the best costume, a walk around entertainment costume that the Disney folks have designed.
Yeah, just make sure.
Think about all the materials involved. All these materials, of course, have to be rugged enough to be utilized, to be worn by different cast members of different sizes, of course. I mean, Mandalorian himself. And then, of course, they have to wear correctly because these materials aren't like clothes you wear. They have to maintain the usability, probably, who knows for how long, 18 months or so. And these costumes are probably huge dollar amounts as well. And don't you just love the animated Grogu that I imagine, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty certain that the Mando has something in his left hand that could actually control the Grogu character. In other words, he has a special glove, kind of like a Game Boy glove. That's what I'd call it.
This way.
Of course, I'm having a hard time keeping the Mandalorian in frame. Oh, and Robert G says, it's not too bad, but you can also, I believe, go on standby. Okay, that's good to know. Just ask one of the people working up front, but normally things pop open in the morning. I would up making my reservation for 9:45 Sunday, okay? And Robert G also says, I wanted to be in Galaxy's Edge after park closed, so it worked perfect. Oh, good call. And then you could be the last person, the last guest at Galaxy's Edge and get walked out by the security cast members awkwardly, and they could just give you dirty looks because they just want to clock out and go home because they're probably going to miss their walk time. Okay, we keep getting this back, but let me swing around here. I missed what's going on, but all you viewers in the chat could probably figure it out because I wasn't paying attention at all. And again, I'm just trying to get him from the front, but I'll just hold the camera high.
Just joined us once again. The Mandalorian is walking around the
Okay, I gotta move for people. There's a, sizable amount of people. A lot of nerds here today, just stalking Mando. But yeah, look at the crowds coming in. Can you see the people that are just taking photos and video? Just the amount of people approaching Mando. It's pretty good. A lot of people.
For a bounty. Please make sure we give him space to walk. He will pull you from the crowd himself if you wish to speak. Once again, travelers, please do not push forward as he will pull you from the crowd himself if he wishes to speak to you. Yeah.
Oh, it's her birthday. And let me hold the camera higher. Oh, she graduated, I think. Oops, excuse me.
That's sweet.
Oh, new cast member just graduated, I think. For all you viewers in the chat, it may not look challenging, but Mando moves a lot, and I mean a lot. It's hard to keep him in frame, let alone the front, not his back. And I try not to get in people's way, but of course that's inevitable. Oh, baby Grogu. See the plush that we did see over at Tatooine Traders?
Video mode for any of those possible candid images if the Mandalorian were to pass by you.
Yeah, she's so
Here, I'm gonna pull back. Look at the crowd. It seems like it just keeps growing in size. I gotta get way back. And I keep going, and I mean going back. Look at that. Have you guys seen this? Even during spring break and holiday, is it this popular? When he was here brand new, I remember seeing it, but I just don't remember like huge crowds out here, out in the open. There's a lot of people here. You're watching live streaming coverage from Disney's Hollywood Studios here in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
I want to take a picture with him.
All right, we're going to pull back and slowly turn around here. Head into the marketplace.
Back there. See, the other one all that. Where's
Let's head around the corner and check out the Dianoga. Pardon me, George, could this be Dianoga poo-poo? I'm not a singer, but as everybody's probably aware, there is a Dianoga figure in here. I don't know if it's broken or if we're just missing the opportunity to see the character. But we're getting a wonderful shot of restrooms, wonderful and exciting restrooms. So let's move on. And the wind is really whipping through this interior corridor here. I sure hope you could hear me. Well, let's duck into one of the stores to get out of the wind. Oh, there's the Porgs and some misting fans. Lopcat. Hey, hello, how are you? There we go. Sleeping Lopcat. And this whole entire merchandise location is essentially taken over by plushes. Primarily Porgs. They got plenty of Porgs from last shot. Hello there, how are you? And Salacious Crumb. I could just hear him now, right next to Jabba, laughing, mocking. So I gotta slowly tour around here. And there's a diorama here. May I just come over here? Yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry. I love these little details here in the land. These little diorama. Slowly back up here. Head across the pathway, back into the wind. Seems like everywhere I look, I just see plushes. Over here at the Toy Darien, of course, they have the Skyhopper, Luke's ship. And let's just take a look at this merchandise rack here real quick. And push in. T-16 Skyhopper. There's actually one on display here over on the merchandise wrap. We'll check out. I don't want to touch it because I'm sure if I touch this sucker, I'd break it. It actually seems a little on the fragile side, like model kit fragile. But there are some cool toys over here in the Toy Darien. Like the Jark board game. And these wooden toys of Darth Vader, C-3PO, R2-D2, the AT-ATs. But here, let's slowly turn around here. And of course, this is a little tight. We got people here, so I'll have to go around the horn. Let me go around the horn. Get out of people's way. Is there anybody that's new to the channel, new viewers, new chat? Introduce yourself. Like to get to know you, see if you have any trips planned here to the Walt Disney World Resort. And I'm probably moving through the store a little too quickly, but there's not much to see in terms of the apparel items like the Jedi robes. And we're just zigzagging back and forth between the pathway here. And, excuse me. And there's some t-shirts they have to offer, along with mugs. And here's a pretty popular hat that you used to see, but you don't see too many guests wearing this now. Let me just grab it here, show you the Black Spire Outpost hat. It's $29.99, just in case anybody's wondering. Drink mugs as well. Slowly turn around. Catherine Wright. Hello, Catherine. We're coming this June. Can't wait. We can't wait to see you. Where are you staying, Catherine? What Walt Disney World Resort Hotel are you staying at? Oh, and over in this direction here, Ronto Roasters. Look, there's people here and it's open and there's a lot of people in the queue. Look at this. That's crazy. Hello there. That's a lot of people. And cast member agreed and nodded her head. So she's the expert, she knows. So while we're in this area, let's go look in the closet. I just want to mention all the Walt Disney World Imagineers, they sure know what they're doing. The set decorators, the buyers, look at all this. All these items that had to be either purchased or custom made, of course weathered, detailed, and they just aren't willy-nilly put in display. It's all designed prior. Those set decorators do a good job. We're going to slowly turn here, and of course, naturally, we got people on the tables here because Ronto's Roasters is open. And Catherine Wright says, Wilderness Lodge. That's a beautiful resort hotel. Are you a DVC member, Catherine? And it gets a little noisy here. Let me show you why. They got this effect of the pod racer engine going with the mist. It gets a little loud and chaotic over here. But as we were mentioning before, Ronto Roasters. Look, to me, it's rare when you see this place open because I believe it closes at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, number one. And of course, it's just coming on 3 o'clock, so they're probably going to close in just about 33 minutes here. But at any rate, it's rare when I see people, and I get all excited for little touches. And we're going to slowly turn back and head over to this merchandise location. Let's go inside. And I'm only speculating, but I believe they have a greeter at this merchandise shop, and the purpose, of course, is to meet and greet. Well, hello there, guest. But the real reason I think is for capacity, because this interior space fills up quite frequently, and of course, probably everybody knows that they have, fire codes and maximum occupancy. And there's probably, hello there, some signage on the wall. It says how many people will be allowed in this building per square foot, so on and so forth. But we were in here just the other day. We were checking out the animatronic figure that's working, which is awesome. You don't see that too often. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Jostling the camera around. There you go. Whoa, whoa. And we're gonna pull back here. And Catherine Wright says, no, just visiting.
Nice.
Even if you're just visiting, it sure is a nice resort stay at the Wilderness Lodge, or just to see, just to go eat. Maybe take in some quick service dining over at Roaring Fork. Possibly go over to the Artist Palette, have a meet and greet with Snow White. Oh boy, big and windy. Lots of wind. So as I always repeat over and over again, hope you can hear me, because you could just look at the trees. Look at the trees blow. There was a wind advisory here in Central Florida. They said right before I left the house to come over here, it was going to be throughout the afternoon. But I don't know if it's going to rain. It looks like it, but I don't think it is. I didn't actually check the weather forecast.
It is
But right now we're headed towards the exterior dining patio for Dock-In Bay 7. And I'm sure the cast members don't really like it when we come in through the exit because, of course, they're posted at the main entrance. So people just don't pour into this location. But we got to check out how many people here. So we just walked in the exit door. There's another exit door on our right-hand side. And now just up ahead is the actual entrance with the cast member posted there, keeping out people unless they pretty much have mobile order reservations. And now we're actually in the entrance for the queue to actually go pick up your food or just stand in line and register, order in person. And there are people here, of course. I would say this is not unusual, but I'd say it's just slightly above average in here for lunchtime. We were here before. We checked out the menu but we could check the menu out again if you prefer, just because we're here. And I'm holding the camera backwards, walking in the opposite direction of travel through this queue. And over in this direction, of course, are the menu boards that are impossible for me to read with the blue backgrounds. Like I mentioned before, something about blue for my eyes, it's hard to read. But I'm actually headed to get just a quick cup of water here. Bear with me. Thank you for your patience. Since I'm here, it's a quick hack to get a quick drink of water. And you could just watch as I pull the spigot down and fill the cup up. How exciting for everybody in the chat. That's enough. Okay. So, they probably don't like it if I take up an entire table. But let's try to find an area where we could just hang off to the side to check out the menu real quick. Maybe right here is good. Refreshing water that doesn't taste like Florida swamp. You can find here at Docking Bay 7. All right, so what I need to do now is grab my phone out of my pocket and set up my wireless feature. Bear with me just one moment, and I will be right with you. In the meantime, you could check out the pickup counter. Wonderful. All right, so let's type in and search for Docking Bay 7 food and cargo. Here we go, Docking Bay 7 food and cargo, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They offer lunch from 11 to 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. for dinner. I'm going to click on begin order, mock up a mobile order now to 3:20 p.m. And they offer some featured offerings, like the Batuan beef and crispy tupato.
It didn't work the way I wanted.
Also a surly sarlacc. I love the names, by the way. These Imagineers are very creative. And they also offer the Ronto Roaster specialty, which I believe is available after 3:30 p.m. Yeah, or 3 o'clock. Available after 3 o'clock, yes. Over here at Docking Bay 7. We saw that item. There's also the pica tuna poke and the kashik beef and sweet tupato salad, the smoked kadu pork ribs, and one of B. Zint's favorites. He can't get enough of this. He loves repeating this over and over. The Endorian fried chicken tip yip. Don't you love it? I'll say it again. Endorian fried chicken tip yip. They also have the roasted Endorian chicken salad. Also plant-based options, like this Falusian falafel and hummus garden spread, and some additional sides like the cornbread muffin, the crispy herb yucca, and the white rice. They also have the Kids Disney check meals with the pasta rings and the veggie dippers. Also, the kids love their fried chicken tip yip youngling meal. This dessert too. Has anybody ever had this dessert? I think this is like out of this world. I've said that I think last time. I love this thing. Black Spire Mousse. And there's the beverages with alcohol. And like we were discussing before, the non-alcoholic specialty beverages at most food and beverage locations. They also offer regular beverages as well. But here we go. That was the menu here for Docking Bay 7. And we're back to the menu board. Give me a moment to turn off the wireless feature on my phone, and I'll be right with you as always. Just putting my phone back in my pocket here. Okay, I'll grab my water. And we're gonna make our way back outside. Well, automatic door, there it is. I just used the force, but my force is halfway broken.
Come on.
And there's the Millennium Falcon with a view from the upper level here in Batu. And there's a sizable crowd down below. Cast members moving strollers around. You could usually meet and greet with Chewbacca just down below. Last time we were here, we saw that walking carpet. He didn't pull my arms off. Cass said you might, or he might have called him a walking carpet. Looking down underneath the covered bridge there. There we were talking about Olga's. Olga's is just off in this direction here. We could walk down there with good suggestions from our viewers, how we could secure a stand-up reservation. When I said stand-up, stand by walking up. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Drinking water and talking at the same time doesn't work. Oh boy, we gotta go down there, because do you see what I see? Just look underneath the Falcon. There's people in the queue down there, the extended queue, and it goes all the way back. We'll go check that out. Here, let me back up. You can enjoy the view as I walk awkwardly backwards, and other guests look at me like, what's this guy doing? He should pay attention to where he's walking. So, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It sure seems like above average attendance here. So I have no usable hand available, so I'm slowly navigating down these sets of steps, which are quite steep. I have a water cup in my right hand, and of course my giant camera rig in my left hand. And as everybody could probably imagine, it's very popular to take the selfies with your friends and families here, just like these guests here. There's the cockpit. Drinking water. Cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. But the reason why we came down here, look at all the people just camped out, probably waiting for their family or friends on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run attraction, which is probably taking longer than anticipated. Okay, we'll get there, but there's a little surprise for you in a moment. We'll get over there. I don't think it's going anywhere. But yeah, extended queue. You just don't see the queue come down here too often with full people in it. And as we pan over in this direction, here's where we were talking about the people down here. Okay. Chewbacca! There we go. He's just meeting and greeting. So for all you viewers in the chat, would you prefer to see Chewbacca here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, or at his other home location in the opposite side of Disney's Hollywood Studios? Can you hear him? Nope, he's out of here. Yeah, they're just, well, so long. Yep, he said bye. Okay. All right, see the wind blowing as he goes through the doorway? That walking carpet was like, I don't know, a shampoo commercial or something on the beach. Anyways, slowly turn around here. Oh, well, we're missing a little droid, a little custom droid built at the droid depot. Junior explorers could assemble their own astromech droid here at Star Wars Land. And I was going to point out the strollers here. This seems like a little more than average from the higher attendance. I'm going to take my water cup and, be conscientious. Put it in the garbage receptacle. So what do you call these? Trash cans here at Galaxy's Edge, or does Walt Disney Imagineering have a special name for them? Anybody in the chat know? Maybe they're astromech receptacles? I don't know. Making it up. Okay, I'm slowly going to turn around again. We're going to see the Millennium Falcon. And I actually want to poke my head inside Smuggler's Run. And before we do, we'll look overhead at the signage, the red LEDs, which you could probably read. You could probably see it as I just get about in this area here, I imagine. The one on the left says single rider. So yes, in fact, they do have a single rider queue entrance here for all you, singles out there. on Valentine's Day. And then, of course, the lightning lane and the standby wait time is 65 minutes. Can you imagine that? And as far as I know, this attraction has a theoretical ride capacity of 2,400 an hour, which I'm not positive, but I'm guessing they probably do about 1,835 or maybe 1,850 per hour here. That's just my guess. I've never actually looked it up, but that's probably actual numbers that they do deal with. And I'm a little apprehensive to walk in the queue because I really don't want to wait 65 minutes, and I'm sure everybody in the chat doesn't want to see some guy's bald spot as I just stand awkwardly behind him holding this camera. So we're going to push on, but I just wanted to see that. And of course, here's a ramp to go up to the upper level if you choose to take that accessibility option. And we're going to walk under the covered bridge here, head over to Olga's Cantina. There is a sizable crowd. Can you see it now? Underneath all those umbrellas. My assumption is all of those people are waiting for their reservation to be called to Olga's so they could go and get their tan. And wind's really whipping up through here. It feels like a wind tunnel, almost like Spaceship Earth coming through here. As soon as I approached it, really increased. And as always, there's always seems like people waiting on these little hangout areas over here along the retaining wall. But here's why we came over here, is the people waiting. That's all, a lot of people, I think. And as you're aware, there's usually people just flowing through this pathway. The guest flow through here seems below average, but there's a lot of people just waiting around the sides, or around, the edges. And here's this meet and greet with the Disney PhotoPass photographer with the lightsabers. And there's an outdoor vending location now in this archway now. Oh, and Julie's back. Hi, Julie. How are you? Julie lives not too far away from here, if I remember correctly. Oh, I missed this. I get so excited talking to Julie. Here we go. We got stormtroopers, clone troopers. Clone troopers, excuse me. See, I'm a child of the 80s, and my lingo is stormtrooper. Oh, there's another set of them behind us. So I don't know who to follow. I'm torn. Which way? Go with them? Yeah, we'll go back over here. We got more of a show.
Really? And one of you can tell me your business code name. What is it?
Oh, Julie says I'm good. Thumbs up. Good to hear, Julie. Julie, when you come to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, do you ride either Rise of the Resistance or the Smuggler's Run? And if so, which one would you say is better? Which do you prefer? Smuggler's Run or Rise of the Resistance? Just out of curiosity.
All right, then. Carry on, agents. Success on your mission. For the order.
So real quick, I want to mention about the clone troopers. These costumes are pretty neat, but they do not hold a candle, I think, to the Mandalorian costume. So we're going to see what this clone trooper's up to. The wind's picking up again. This guy's boring. We chose wrong. We chose poorly. Just like Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, the very finale. With the cup. At any rate, there he goes again. See, we always get his back. See, I'm attempting to get the front. Julie says no. Oh, no. Yeah, I know, Julie, you were mentioning it's a little expensive to get down here. But have you seen the attractions on YouTube? And if you have seen them on YouTube, which one would you say you prefer? Rise or Smugglers?
Already today. Well, I mean,
Remain safe out there.
Oh, TT's back. Hi, John. So great to see you at Hollywood Studios today. Thank you for the live stream. Well, you're welcome, TT. What's new? What's shaking?
Have you seen resistance activity here? Very well. Move along.
Yep, move along, see. Everybody knows that line. These are not the droids you're looking for. Move along, of course. Is that getting a little long in the tooth? However, I still enjoy it because, I'm gonna sound like me. Who doesn't like Obi-Wan Kenobi? Especially Alec Guinness. And oh, real quick, I just wanted to mention, oh, Tiki Man fan. The one with the shorter line. Oh, he is correct. Touche, sir. You're good point. Yeah, I like it when you jump in the chat, Tiki Man fan. E-Breeze is back too. Kat Saka has some interesting popcorn I had last trip. And TT says, just a lazy Sunday for me. Well, TT, you're relaxed in the way you want to relax, and I'm here relaxed in the way I want to relax. This just takes a load off for me. But while we're headed in this direction just aimlessly, let's head over to the merchandise location over here. The First Order store. That's what I call it. I actually don't know what the actual name of this. Anybody in the chat know? I could look it up on the My Disney Experience app, but you guys probably beat me right to it. Some of these names are a mouthful. In other words, when Disney has their naming conventions and their acronyms and all of their role in the show, their theming elements, the names of these merchandise locations, it's to be, for me at least, a mouthful. I go, well, what now? What's going on? What are they naming that? But they have a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, they have a limited selection of merchandise items that are very cool though. First Order themed, of course. And I want to take a look at this. I've actually never went down and looked at these binders. Okay, you got the styrofoam, so they're moderately comfortable. When you put your wrists in it, not bad. They're all themed and weathered. The plastic almost looks like a metallic substance. Not a bad little toy. $19.99, reasonable too. Very cool. Okay, and I'm gonna get up. Old man getting up from the ground. Creaking going on. And probably a poor choice of the reflection, but let me try to get out. Stormtrooper figurine. And then this one, of course, it says for display only, please do not touch. So, but nonetheless, an impressive piece. Oh, hello there. Cast members looking at me, staring awkwardly like, what's this guy doing?
Just bought 2 ones.
Take care, have a great day, bye. And Julie says, May the 4th be with you. That's right, Julie. May, what's today? February the 16th be with me, yes. First Order ship. Oh, I want to just point out something that, just a random thought I had that everybody in the chat's going to go, this guy's a nerd. Why is he talking about this? Okay, so the First Order ship here. Do you remember in the concept art? They had concept art of course, this whole area. And if you could pick it out, they had, you know, the Darth Vader ship from Return of the Jedi, the shuttle, the Tidarian shuttle. And it was in the concept art. I remember telling people I knew, like, be Zint, for example. I'm like, yeah, I think, oh, hello there. They just threw in like a ship that you're familiar with because there's probably going to be, you know, aircraft that we haven't seen yet that's top secret, confidential. So that's a quick story. And of course, sure enough, and then they officially released the updated version, and then they let us in to see it with their pre-press release and media event photos, and it ended up being the First Order ship. But here are the clone troopers again. They're accosting a small baby.
Enjoy the outpost, young one.
Sarah, do you want to go check and then just wave us over?
There it is.
I wanted to ask everybody in the chat real quick, in regards to Smuggler's Run, does anybody get motion sick on that attraction? And we have Charles Ferrer. Good afternoon, foolish mortals. Hello, Charles. How are you? Which attraction do you prefer, Smuggler's Run or Rise of the Resistance? And Charles Ferrer says, it looks like the delayed Daytona 500 in Daytona Beach, not too far from DHS, will be racing under the lights as rain will not stop until after 7. Okay, so Charles looked up the weather out in Daytona, which is somewhat near us. Says it won't stop till after 7 p.m., but still, it might be part of the same storm system with the overcast that we're experiencing here with the high winds. And of course, DHS, for everybody in the chat, I'm sure everybody knows this, but I'm just going to say it, just is the acronym for Disney's Hollywood Studios. I know, rookie move, I just wanted to mention it because I feel that a lot of people are confused by acronyms, especially when I throw out a lot of acronyms. I try not to. Another good one would be like DCA, Disney California Adventure, but that another rookie acronym. Pretty much everybody knows that. Got some more rolling the show here.
We've got eyes on you.
And Charles says, smugglers run for sure. Now, Charles, do you feel like the queue or the way it's set up is essentially it's 1-for-1 from Star Tours? Because I do. It almost feels like they took the blueprints from Star Tours and they duplicated it for Smuggler's Run. For example, both attractions are elevated and you have to walk up the ramp, and it seems like every single attraction gag or projection or any item. Oh, we're getting the stink eye from that clone trooper. He's probably like, who is this nerd and why is he talking about attractions? But anyway, back to the story. All the effects in Smuggler's Run, I feel like if there's one in Star Tours, it feels like they essentially duplicated it and improved upon it, and they put it, of course, in Smuggler's Run. Because both attractions are ride systems that are simulators, they're both elevated, they're both themed to Star Wars, you know, so on and so forth. But is that how you feel, Charles? Or are you just going, I don't know what this guy's talking about? And Julie says, what time does the park close tonight? And Charles comes back and says, I guess there will likely be no Family Guy on Fox 35 tonight since the race coverage is going to ram into prime time. Charles also says 9 p.m. closing for DHS for Julie. And I can only imagine there is a 9:30 p.m. Fantasmic. I haven't actually checked the attraction schedule. I suppose I could check the My Disney Experience app, but I'm wandering around again, looking at the Stormtroopers. We actually lost them. They went back into the heart of Galaxy's Edge here, back by the Blue Milk Stand. But quick mention on the 9:30, if there is for Fantasmic. I hear, as I walk through the park, I hear this quite often. People are always asking cast, but the park closes at 9. Can we actually stay for the show? So obviously everybody knows this. Yes, park closes at 9, but you can still stay for the show even though it's at 9:30 in the Hollywood Hills off of Sunset Boulevard. All right. What I'm attempting to do, oh, it does look pretty gloomy though. Here, let's go under this covered bridge, back into the open, look past the trees into Toy Story Land in that direction. The overcast is turning pretty gray and grim out there. Maybe we should check the weather just in case. In the meantime, while I'm walking down this pathway towards Toy Story Land, let me grab my phone and enable the wireless feature so I can pull up the weather on screen here. Give me just a moment as always.
Let's get it.
All right, Bay Lake, Walt Disney World, 81 degrees and it's showing rain. Oh boy, rain forecasted for the next hour. That's too bad. Oh, I didn't actually expect rain today. Okay, it says now, rain, 4 o'clock, 100% chance. It's 3:25 right now, as you can probably see on the screen. So, yep. There you go. And Charles says, LOL, we became the Weather Channel all of a sudden. Well, it's good to be prepared here, Charles. Okay, so let's get back to the view here. We're just entering Toy Story Land here. And I'm going to disable the wireless feature on my phone as I attempt to put it back in my pocket. Okay, phone is in my pocket now. Camera probably bounced around a bit. Over to our left-hand side is the alien swirling saucers. Standby wait time at 40 minutes. And Julie says, I hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday. Well, I'm certainly doing what I love the most here, Julie. Bringing a live streaming event from Disney's Hollywood Studios to you so you can enjoy it. Smash that like button. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. And over in this direction here is Woody's Lunchbox, which doesn't look that bad considering the increased attendance today. Usually there's these ropes with the cast members here that generally keep the guests at bay out. Oh, hello there, how are you? Nice to see you. And essentially, if you have a mobile order, they'll let you in. But on the far side, in the green hedges there, on the opposite side, there's some construction that the Imagineers are undergoing right now with the shade control. In other words, they're building a patio for shade because it gets quite hot here during the summer. But we're gonna move back here. And I am going to show you Slinky Dog with the overbank turn. And is Slinky not operating at the moment? I just don't hear it. I'm looking all around. I wonder if there is lightning in the area. Not quite certain. I'm closely monitoring the weather situation here. But while we're here, oh, Slinky is cycling. There it is, there it is. Ah, get it. Ah, there we go. So there was quite a lengthy delay, it seemed like, between trains. I didn't hear a train as I approached Toy Story Land coming into Woody's Lunchbox. And we left Star Wars Galaxy's Edge because I'm a little uncertain of the weather, since it looks like it's going to rain soon here. And up on our right-hand side, there should be a meet and greet, but at the moment I do not see Woody and Jesse. I don't see anybody, but I see a lengthy queue, as you probably saw. And Charles says, Slinky Dog Dash is over 80 minutes standby. Yeah, I should have went back and saw it, but we could pop it up if you want. We could try as we walk through Toy Story Land and look. And Andy says, hello Andy. Hey there John, how's it going? Oh, it's wonderful, Andy. Live streaming here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I hope you're enjoying it at home. And Julie also says, Toy Story, I know that movie. Yeah, I sure do, Julie too. Real quick, I remember going to see Toy Story in the theater in 1995, November, if I remember correctly. Well, I want to say it was like November 11th, 1995, but somebody in the chat could probably correct me. But at any rate, I remember I was in high school and all my friends were like, why do you want to go see an animated film? I'm like, this is the future. And everybody's like, you're crazy. These cartoons aren't going to be the future things. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. This is CGI, computer-generated imagery, remember? Because just a couple years before was Jurassic Park, such a big deal with all the CGI and Lucasfilm. Remember all that? But yes, Toy Story, one of my personal favorites. In fact, since Julie brought it up, I wanted to ask. I personally think Toy Story 3 is better than Toy Story 1, but I know that's an argument for the chat. The chat's probably going to say 1. In general, I'll say most movies are the best at number 1. So, in other words, like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's the best one. A lot of people will say, Episode 4, Star Wars A New Hope is the best one. And Andy also says, how's the weather? Is it going to rain? Andy, you may have just missed it. I did check the weather, and it looks like it's going to rain here at 4 o'clock Eastern time, or about 30 minutes. That's what it says, 100% chance. And so I was actually doing the video of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and I was going to, mention, of course, is it falling behind? And the answer is yes. I believe Star Wars Galaxy's Edge here at Disney's Hollywood Studios has fallen behind Disneyland simply because there is a possibility of the announcement from the rumor that they are going to bring Luke Skywalker, of course, R2-D2 to the show at Disneyland. And of course, there's no announcement here at Walt Disney World, thus, I believe, fallen behind. But as we're walking past the guest experience team umbrella here, I'm actually going to head over to the fuel rod portable charger dispensing station. If you give me just a moment, I need to take my empty fuel rod, hit swap, place the barcode this way, just like Aerosmith says, you know, walk this way. Give it a moment and it's gonna go clunk clunk. There we go, satisfying sound. And excuse me, sir. And slowly walking back. I got my new fuel rod, which has 4 bright LEDs, putting it in the holder. And all you members in the chat will probably say, why are you bouncing the camera? Stop it, you're making us seasick. And I'll say, because I only have one hand. And it's very challenging to have one hand and plug a USB-C cable right into that sucker and hold your camera steady at the same time. Okay, thank you for your patience, we're back. Okay, we're headed down towards Animation Courtyard and we're just in front of Walt Disney Presents From Mickey Mouse to the Magic Kingdoms and Beyond. And Julie comes back and says, I like Toy Story 3. I think that was the best one. I agree, Julie. I agree. Now, maybe I'm a little apprehensive to bringing this up because people in the chat are going to go, again, what are you talking about, John? You have no idea what you're saying. But I'm going to suggest, have you ever noticed that Toy Story 3 is identical in storyline? Not the actual movie, but the storyline of Toy Story 3 is identical to Brave Little Toaster, right? Think about it. Brave Little Toaster is Toy Story 3 and vice versa. So that's a very controversial subject. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Can you see all the people here? Like, I just looked up from looking down at the screen from my cameras, and I just see people everywhere here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, or as we previously discussed, DHS. And I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna spin the camera very slowly just so you can see the queue for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which doesn't seem that bad considering how many people I'm seeing in the midway, the pathway, the area out here. But one note, look at, they have the extended queue up, so maybe this morning, that rope drop, this queue could have been full. And I could look up the wait times on the MDE or My Disney Experience, there's another acronym, My Disney Experience app, but we could just walk around the corner here. I could, as you're probably aware, I could put the My Disney Experience app on the screen for all the chat viewers, but we could just walk around the corner and we'll get a better view of the ambiance of the Grauman's Chinese Theater, which of course I love. And you've heard me say this before, who doesn't love the Grauman's Chinese Theater? In other words, the original one, the architecture, the styling cues, lovely, lovely. You know, like an Uncle Buck from, I believe it was 1987, could have been 1988, John Candy, Steve Martin, one of my personal favorite films of all time. And John Candy says, lovely, lovely. I love that story. And Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway here. Oh, excuse me. We're just gonna get a quick shot of the standby entrance wait time sign of 50 minutes, 50. That's a big 50. So there you go. Excuse me. Doesn't seem that bad considering we got the wind whipping up here. And if we look down at the concrete, the paving, there is some Star Wars themed elements in here, but I'm having a hard time locating them because I thought I knew where they were, but somebody in the chat will go, no, it's right there. It's literally in front of your face. And I'll go, yeah, sure. But where is it? Where is it? Charles says, it would definitely be great to put a Jing Bang stand in front of the Runaway Railway. I'm preoccupied. Where is it? I'm looking for C-3PO. Anybody know where it is? It's like, I'm probably walking right over it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. See, told you, right in front of my face. So here we go. We got an R2-D2 and a C-3PO. On December of '89, they came in. Now, of course, I wasn't here that day. I actually lived on the West Coast in 1989. I was in 6th grade. But here's C-3PO's footprints. And R2-D2's as well. So there's some good Star Wars theming since we prematurely left Galaxy's Edge, as we were talking about. Has the one here at DHS fallen behind the Disneyland Resort Star Wars Land? The answer is yes, it has. So I'm slowly walking back because I'm starting to panic because the wind is really picking up here. And as you're probably aware, if you've ever visited the Walt Disney World Resort in the afternoon and these storms started coming, there's a weird feeling you get in the air when the rain is about to come. And you're like, well, I better get under cover because the lightning's coming soon. So, all those people there are going, yet again, who is this guy? And why is he holding this contraption? Why is he talking to himself? That's me. That's what I do. I do all the heavy lifting here at DHS so all you chat people could enjoy it at home and relax on Sundays. But like I said before, I enjoy it. I love it. So, there's a merchandise location here over in this direction, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Hey, I want to go mention this real quick. And you guys have probably seen this before. But if I was a small child and I came to this park and I rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I would want this. Check this out. Here's why. It's a remote control trackless train.
Are you a YouTuber?
I sure am. John with Fun to Be Free. Look me up. Just go on YouTube and put in Fun to Be Free. You'll see me right there.
I'm on YouTube.
All right. The Junior Explorer says, all right. You want to say anything for everybody in the chat?
Subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, high five. Good job. Are you
I'm on YouTube now.
Get that guy a contract for an acting career. Okay, so the remote control train, could you imagine being a kid? So you just got off this amazing attraction, of course, essentially designed by Kevin Rafferty of Walt Disney Imagineering, amazing WDI man. And you could purchase this for a steep and hefty price of $149.99.
No.
But could you imagine you getting that home? I could just share a quick story that goes nowhere of a random thing. I was a kid and I just kept pestering my parents for a toy, and it happened to be the Millennium Falcon from Empire Strikes Back. And my grandmother loved telling the story how the box was so big that I held it in my stroller and she couldn't see me as my mother's pushing me in Toy City. It was Orange, California, Toy City. For all of you in Orange County, California that are, old guys like myself, you go, oh yeah, I remember Toy City. It was totally like Al's Toy Barn. And when I saw Al's Toy Barn on Toy Story 2, I'm like, it's Toy City. Totally. But anyways, back here. Julie says, be safe. Well, thank you, Julie. I don't think anybody here is in any immediate danger. I'm just starting to panic because I know what it's like when you're exposed and you got to go all the way back to your car. And then Andy says, what's your favorite ride at Hollywood Studios? Okay, Andy. Okay, maybe we won't walk out the gate, but it's starting to sprinkle. I can feel little bits of sprinkling going on here. We'll come back to Andy in just a moment. But Julie says he was cute. So Andy, let me do this. So as we walk down the street here, let me flip the camera then and try to get out of people's way. Oh, excuse me. So Andy, what's my favorite attraction here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, as we previously discussed? DHS? Well, I need to categorize different ones. But the official answer would be, of course, the Great Movie Ride. But since it no longer exists and we lost such a treasure of an attraction, that the replacement, the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, is an excellent replacement. And I'd actually have to say it's a toss-up between Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Rise of the Resistance. The team that worked on both attractions are just amazing with those The storyline, the attraction, the execution, the ride systems, the technology, the storyline. So immersive, so amazing. And it's starting to sprinkle a little harder, so I probably am walking a little faster. At any rate, so those are my two favorite attractions here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. But of course, there's other amazing attractions as well. You can't forget Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith that we did a video on with the Muppets, of course. Muppet Vision 3D. I am sad to see that go, but I want to do a video on Muppet Vision, so maybe the next time we get back to DHS, we'll talk about Muppets. That's, to me, that is a gem. And it's very sad that it's going, but we, have to adapt to change. And I'm starting to talk faster and walk faster because it's starting to rain a little bit more here. But let me check the chat real quick, awkwardly as you stare at my ugly mug. And Julie says, he was cute, we saw that. And Charles says, oh no, the DHS exit of doom. Yeah, that's how I feel too. But let me just duck under here for just a moment if it does start raining. Out of the way. We're under Sid Cahuenga's awning here of the Craftsman structure. But unfortunately, we're going to cut this short simply due to weather, because I expect it to start raining pretty good here the way it's looking based on experience here and living in Central Florida. But at any point, thank you for joining me here. And the answer is yes. Star Wars Land here, or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios, has fallen behind Disneyland Star Wars Land. Yes, unfortunately. But they can correct that. But thank you for joining me here. This is John with Fun to Be Free signing off. And so long, and we'll see you in the next video. And like I said before, we'll try to get over to Magic Kingdom tomorrow for the crowds. Take care. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.